Now on Coast TV News.
Firehouse fallout. New information on former Lewis Fire Chief Bill Buckaloo and what the fire department plans to address tonight.
Scooter crackdown.
They go too fast.
Ocean City moves to fine riders breaking the e-bike and scooter ban at Northside Park.
World War II remembrance.
Make sure that history never fades away in America.
80 years after the end of World War II, one Delaware veteran's message to a new generation.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
This is former Lewis Fire Chief Bill Buckaloo. What will be his future with the Lewis Fire Department?
Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with an important meeting of the Lewis Fire Department. Coast TV News is told a topic of discussion tonight is what the department will do regarding former Fire Chief Bill Buckaloo. Buckaloo was suspended in July. The suspension came after the city received a complaint about Buckaloo's behavior in a local restaurant. Back then, the fire department said Buckaloo made a, quote, derogatory comment in a public setting. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is in our newsroom with this story. Emma, we now know specifically what Buckaloo said.
Christina, multiple members of the Lewis Fire Department tell us they got an email from Fire Department President Wally Evans. We have a copy of the email printed out here, and in it, Evans says Buckaloo, quote, was accused of loudly using the N-word in a derogatory and loud manner, which was overheard by a black patron. Evans goes on to say, I have spoken with Bill, and he confirmed that he made the comment and tried to apologize, end quote. We recently spoke with Lewis Mayor Amy Marasco. This is a picture of her on your screen now. Marasco says the city was made aware of the situation. Marasco says she recommended someone to help the department with issues like this. Marasco says she received an email from the NAACP expressing its concern over the situation. The mayor says she welcomes the NAACP to discuss on how to heal going forward from this. The department will meet to discuss this tonight at 7:30 at Station 2. That meeting is not open to the public, but we will be outside all night. And we did reach out to Buckaloo late this afternoon to try and hear his thoughts. We did not hear back yet. Back to you.
Now, Bill Buckaloo was serving his 5th term as fire chief at the time of his suspension. Buckaloo has faced multiple controversies during his time at the department. Back in 2018, Buckaloo was arrested by Lewis police for disorderly conduct after urinating off a dock. And in 2020, while serving as assistant chief, Buckaloo was suspended for a Facebook post that included a slur aimed at a drag performer following a show in Rehoboth Beach. That post was later deleted, and Buckaloo issued a public apology. Now, following Buckaloo's suspension, the Lewis Fire Department held an election to pick a new fire chief, Robert Stevens, now currently serving that role as fire chief. And full disclosure here, the current fire chief, Robert Stevens, is the husband of Coast TV's assistant news director and anchor, Madeline Overturf. We're going to go now to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what you think, how you think fire departments should respond to offensive behavior. Looking at the results, you can see 42% say immediate suspension, 23% mandatory training, 9% say a public apology, and 26% say a termination process. You can still vote. It's not too late. Go over to coasttv.com or use our mobile app. Let us know what you think, and we'll show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11. Now we're looking live into Lewis, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams is standing by. Paul, what can you tell us about the weather today?
Well, I can tell you we're going to go from feeling like fall to going back to sizzling like summertime. You know, we're just going to have one more hurrah with our summer kind of weather, and then we'll settle into a pretty even keel fall pattern. But we got to get there first. In Rehoboth, we're still in that fall feel for right now. The ocean's looking really comfortable and inviting, wouldn't you say? 71 degrees. We'll drop to 65 as early as 10 o'clock this evening. We're at 73 in Millsboro, Georgetown, Gumboro, as well as Delmar, holding at 73 degrees right now also in Salisbury and Long Neck. And as you take a look at the winds coming off of the ocean, listen, relatively light stuff, pretty pedestrian at this point, about 13 mile per hour gusts. 4 to 5 foot waves for right now off of the coast that's facing the Atlantic for right now. And we're relatively quiet. No watches or warnings to speak of at this present time. We're seeing a bit of cloud cover. We had a couple of sprinkles down near Westover. They've already dissipated. Here's a look at your evening planner. We are planning on it falling into the 50s, so the chill is back in style for tonight. But listen, we're about to run the gamut of temperatures into the 80s and near 90s before the week is done, Maddie.
Paul, thank you. Northside Park in Ocean City is a place enjoyed throughout the year, and the increase of electric scooters and e-bikes there, though, has led the Recreation and Parks Committee asking for OC Council for some help. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappe is live there in Ocean City. Kevin, the department wants to have more authority over e-bikes and scooters.
Maddie, I'm here at Northside Park, walking along one of the trails where we saw these electric scooters driving right by. Now imagine you're out with your family on a busy day at this park and these devices keep speeding right by you. That could be a little too close for comfort, especially with this narrow trail. Now the park does have a ban on these e-bikes and electric scooters already, but it's not an official Ocean City law, which means they cannot hand out these fines. That's something the Recreation and Parks Committee is trying to change. Elizabeth Urich walks her dog Jackson twice a day at Northside Park, and during the busy season, she says she's seen more electric scooters and e-bikes during her strolls.
It was a bit crazy in July and early August, like always.
Throughout the summer, lots of people use Northside Park to walk their dogs, ride their bikes, or just sit on a bench and enjoy the view. All these things are allowed in the park, but what's not allowed? Electric scooters and e-bikes. Still, people continue to use them.
It does get a little crazy, and it seems like it has picked up also.
Parkgoer Chip Malloy says this can lead to an accident.
They go too fast, and there's just too many people that are walking through the park, too many little children walking through the park, pets, etc. And I just don't think the reaction time is such with people on e-bikes.
According to the Ocean City Recreation and Parks Committee, the ban is currently just a park rule, meaning police can't enforce it and fines can't be issued. But that could change soon. The department is working with the town on an ordinance to restrict electric scooters and e-bikes, which could lead to fines being handed out.
I think a citation is a deterrent to people using it.
Both Malloy and Urich hope that by next summer, fewer electric scooters and e-bikes are on their morning strolls. Once the ordinance is written, it'll then be sent to the Ocean City Council for review, but no timeline has been made yet. I'm Kevin Zappe, live in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
Also happening right now in Ocean City, officials set to tackle several key items, including final votes on budget changes and a new mutual aid agreement. Mayor Rick Meehan and council members will hold a second reading of the fiscal year 2025 budget amendment, and a mutual aid agreement with the Worcester County Commissioners and Worcester County Sheriff's Office is also set for a second reading. Officials say the agreement would formalize reciprocal law enforcement support between the Sheriff's Office and Ocean City Police.
DelDOT says there will be lane and shoulder closures starting Monday on Route 1 near the outlets at Holland Glade Road. This is due to the installation of new turn lanes and a light right there. The agency says work will continue for approximately 2 months.
Delaware is calling on community members to help save pollinators. DNREC is joining the National Parks for Pollinators campaign, hoping to spread awareness and tips on how to save species like butterflies and bats. There will be programs at state parks, including a weekly bio blitz at Holt's Landing State Park in Dagsboro through September 30th. Participants will learn about planting native gardens and monitoring projects.
On your screen now is the intersection of Sycamore Road and Beaver Dam Branch Road in Laurel, which is currently two-way stop. Well, that's going to change starting Tuesday. DelDOT says they'll convert it into an all-way stop from 9 to 4 p.m.
Millsboro is considering a change to its town code that could allow food trucks year-round. Right now, they're only permitted during festivals and events, but a discussion at the town council meeting tonight could open the road for more Meals on Wheels. Most trucks in Millsboro are only used for private parties and catering, but some restaurants say the change would open new opportunities.
Trying to build some new stuff here, trying to put some incredible things in here, but I feel like that bringing food trucks here Timmelsboro will help a lot with trying to connect the communities together, especially with different types of races, you know.
And that town meeting begins at 7 p.m. While tonight is only a discussion, food truck owners are hoping for a real green light in the near future.
It's almost time to celebrate all things that make Delmarva a great place to live. Everybody invited to the Shore Living Expo with local vendors, live demonstrations, and more. That's this Saturday from 10 to 4 at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center in Salisbury. And we're just getting started this evening.
In Salisbury, the Delmarva Shorebirds begin their final series of the season. The Delmarva Sports Network is set to have live coverage from Purdue Stadium.
We will be warming up like a summer day on Wednesday, and the humidity is getting ready to go up higher as well.
But first, 80 years since the end of World War II, we take you to Fort Miles for a celebration of the surrender when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
You're looking at footage from 80 years ago today when Japanese Imperial forces surrendered to the Allied powers, ending World War II.
And today at Fort Miles, an old World War II battery in Cape Henlopen State Park, a ceremony and celebration was held honoring those lost in the war and what was accomplished all the way back in 1945.
Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live at Fort Miles. Brandon, a piece of history from that day is at the park.
Maddie and Christina, check out this huge gun barrel behind me. And this gun barrel 80 years ago today was actually aboard the USS Missouri. That's when Japan officially surrendered from World War II, that taking place at the Tokyo Bay. But this morning at the Cape Henlopen State Park, this entire area was filled with people who served and people honoring those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
80 years ago today, servicemen like George McCarthy, John Reichert, Raymond Spruill, and Vernon Huber celebrated the end of World War II, with the Japanese surrendering on September 2nd, 1945.
Shocked beyond words.
Sergeant George McCarthy is 101 years old now. He was just 21 when the surrender happened. Sergeant McCarthy showed us a picture from that day in 1945.
Picture was taken about 2 hours after World War II was over.
And which one are you in this picture?
I'm this one right here. This good-looking guy right here.
Tuesday's ceremony was the 9th held by the Fort Miles Historical Association. Each year, the names of 50 of the 774 Delawareans killed in World War II are spoken out loud.
H. Sheridan, Barnburst, line of duty, November 24th, 1943, Algeria.
Also reading General Douglas MacArthur's speech from the surrender.
It is a wish. Let us pray that peace be now restored to the world,
and that God will preserve it always.
8 decades later, Sergeant McCarthy has one wish for the younger generation.
To make sure that history never fades away in America.
Present arms. On the line. Aim! Fire!
As one ceremony ends, a continued call to honor our freedom from the men who made it possible.
The Fort Miles Historical Association says once it does eventually name all 774 Delawareans who were killed in World War II, they will restart and name 50 each year until they meet that total again. Live at the Cape Henlopen State Park, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Well, you can take a look at the sunshine there now. We're going to have that same kind of sunshine for tomorrow, so we're expecting excellent conditions. Warming sunshine 78, but wear sunblock. Let's take a look at where we stand right now. We are standing on absolutely glorious and beautiful fall-like conditions for right now, but that's going to change So stay with me. We're not done yet. Although I'm still expecting an abundance of sunshine and wonderful recreational weather, it will come with a little bit of a side note, so to speak. So we're looking very nice right now, just absolutely glorious look outside. And we're going to drop to 66 degrees by 9 o'clock with the winds mainly coming off the water at about, let's say, 10-mile-per-hour gusts. We are currently at 73 degrees, not only in Georgetown, but also 73 in Milton, Millsboro, Long Neck. We're at 72 degrees in Ocean City, 71 Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, and Bethany Beach. Here's a look at those winds. Up to like 12, 13-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming inland, coming off the water. Relatively light stuff, and we're looking at the waves only at about 3 to 4 feet, 4 to 5 feet, somewhere in that range. So it's not really an issue right now. We're not concerned about significant problems with any kind of rip tides or rip currents, rather. But to the south of Chincoteague, if you're going really closer towards Norfolk, you could run into a few problems there, just in case you'll be traveling in that direction. Overnight, we're looking for a few scattered clouds in place for us, but nothing that's going to bring an ominous situation. We may get a hint of a sprinkle near Milford in the early morning hours between 3 and 5 o'clock. Other than that, I'm not looking at much developing. By the way, don't forget the Shore of Living Expo this Saturday. It's going to be the opportunity for you to enjoy a lot of things, vendors, and as well as much beautiful activities. We'll be down there. Temperatures are expected to be in the 80s. Now let's talk about more warm for tomorrow. We start up, we turn it up a couple of clicks for Wednesday. 79, for example, in Lewis to Laurel to Seaford. We're looking for a high of 79 in Vienna and Fedelsburg. And we anticipate a high of 79 degrees in Berlin, Snow Hill, and in Salisbury. Along the coast, we're looking at a range of either 75 or 77 degrees. Take your pick, all right? And the winds will be pushing out of the north between 6 to 10 miles per hour. You see, we start off in the 60s for Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, we'll go into the mid-70s. That's still a fall-like day. Summer kicks in right about Thursday, okay? 9 o'clock, we'll already be at 73 degrees. You're going to see those brief 80s. And then we have the winds coming out of the south. That's going to make for a combination of scattered showers breaking out for us in the later portions of Thursday night. And we will still have consistency with our UV index because we have high pressure that's in control of our weather, keeping everything else at bay. And guess what else is going to go up? Our muggy meter will kick in, particularly Friday going into Saturday, to very humid. Last thing we're going to look at is we're looking at that chance of scattered showers beginning to dance quickly across our region. So we're going to go from 70s to 80s in Chincoteague. We're going to go from 70s to 80s actually in Fenwick Island. And we're going to go from 70s to 80s for us in Lewis. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Over at Purdue Stadium, the Shorebirds wrap up their season. Delmarva opens its first homestand tonight on a 4-game win streak. The Birds have looked like a completely different team with the addition of 3 Orioles first-round picks. Now those rookies can cap a strong end of the summer against Cleveland's low-A affiliate. That being the Lynchburg Hillcats, who on the season have the best record in the Carolina League, while the Shorebirds overall, despite being a little bit hot as of late, have the worst record in the Carolina League. Good news, though, as the Firebirds are, check that, the Shorebirds are finally playing their best baseball. You can make sure to tune in to all our coverage on DSN. Fall sports, they're back. We're celebrating with a back-to-school special. For just $24.99, enjoy DSN Plus, which includes unlimited access to live games and replays all season long. Sign up today at delmarvasportsnetwork.com. Specifically for Shorebirds games, we are broadcasting tonight's game, Wednesday's game, and Thursday's game. You'll want to tune in. That'll do it for sports. Have a great one.
Take a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. That football on Thursday indicating the NFL football season kicks off right here on Coast TV. And we'll have Sunday night football. But between those two, we're going to have summertime heat and humidity. So, yeah, get ready to crank up the air conditioner at least for 3 more days before we retire the season.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
You can find more news and more local weather on our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.